guys, so the chart has blessed us with a perfect setup, like an actually perfect setup today, and hopefully it can bless us with some profits as well. So over the past week, pretty much, GBPNZD has been consolidating, building up all of this liquidity, and we've only been getting lower highs, and none of the highs have purged the prior high, okay, which is amazing. We're bearish, and we're headed down to this daily demand zone, and we have this whole fair value gap here which needs filling. So at some point, after we've now already rejected of this area of liquidity multiple times, the next drop should be a huge, really quick drop all the way down to fill in this fair value gap here. So on the lower time frame, well, on the 4-hour time frame, we had this liquidity buildup that I spoke about, and this is like a week's worth of liquidity. So we had all this liquidity buildup. Boom, we had this huge push up. Not only did we purge all of the liquidity, but we tapped into this 4-hour supply zone. We tapped into this 4-hour supply zone, which was also a fair value gap fill, as we can see here. We rejected once, twice, started pushing to the downside. Now on the lower time frame, we can see we're also in confluence with the high of day. Here was that 4-hour supply zone I just spoke about. And now we've made a change of character on the lower time frame. So you can see we had a low here, we had a low here, and on the 1 hour, we just closed below all of them, okay? So we're heading to the downside. Now, if price can retrace up into our entry is this 30-minute supply zone. Why? Because it's the smallest one where there's still a fair value gap underneath. So we see that on the 2-hour, there's a nice zone here with a long sell side heavy wick. And actually that's it on the 2-hour really, and then 15-minute and 30-minute have the same candle. So I also would not want to use this, because I'd rather not get filled in a trade than get filled in a trade and have to potentially have a 3 times smaller risk to reward. So anyway, this is the trade that we're looking at. My entry is at the bottom of this candle, and my stop loss is actually resting above these highs, because this one is higher than this previous high here. So my stop loss is now 20 pips. And also what's even better is once price mitigates this 4-hour supply zone, I keep saying demand zone, supply zone, we came back up to fill in the 5-minute and 15-minute and 30-minute supply zones, right? So filling in anything that we possibly could before giving that bearish move, which is great. So now there's nothing left for price to fill. It's got all of the selling power it needs. If it's going to go above here, then it's going to turn bullish again, most likely. So my targets are TP2 is going to be this demand zone, because it's in line with all of the prior supply zones. So the only thing that you'd be worried about is supply zones flipping, breaking above and turning into demand zones, right? And that could be a strong first demand zone that price may want to reject off of, but it seems to be pushing its way down through that actually right now. Hopefully we can actually just come up into our entry. And TP3 is this prior low of day. So I actually think that price will come down and break this whole structure here with this push. However, in my past trades, I've seen that once price gets to the lows of days, it kind of exhausts its momentum and starts to retrace. And although that's usually a good sign that it will still go for a break of structure, it can end up taking days or even weeks. And that's what I found with my last trade. And I just don't want to be waiting days to get, maybe a couple extra risk to reward. I just like to be in and out of the market. And it's good to just take what you can get anyway. So hopefully we get filled in this trade. Again, like I said, it's a perfect setup. We purged a week's worth of liquidity, and then we mitigated 4-hour supply zone, sold off, changed of character to the downside, created a new supply zone in confluence with the high of day. And I forgot to mention as well, we have all of this built up liquidity here, okay, which needs to get taken out, which price is now respecting at the moment. So yeah, we'll see how the trade plays out, guys. Alright guys, so my trade hit stop loss. It's just another case of a supply zone flipping into a demand zone. How do we know again? Because we're getting no retracements, no bottom wicks, gaps, and I mean it's pretty obvious. Like price is just flying up right now. Yeah, you're getting price gaps, no retracement wicks, full closed candles. So price just decided to flip this into a demand zone. Now I don't see anything wrong with my analysis on this trade, so I'm interested to see how price ends up playing out because I want to know what I might have done wrong or what I might have missed. But overall, I was really happy and content with this analysis. I would have taken this trade setup every day of the week. So it's unfortunate that I lost this trade. So I ended up losing $487, unfortunately, on this trade. But the one thing that you have to understand about supply and demand is that when you get a winner, the win eats so many losses and then so much more profit on top. It's ridiculous. So I don't mind losing. Sometimes supply and demand can be a lower probability strategy, but it's extremely profitable. So when you get those wins, you're going to get 5, 6, 10 risk rewards, as you've seen on my channel. And they just completely eat your losses. I could go on a 4 losing streak, and I don't care because I know in the long run I'm going to be profitable. So it's important not to get disheartened when you lose a trade, because it happens. It's inevitable. Everybody loses trades. The best traders in the world are going to lose trades. You can't have like a 100% win streak. So I don't mind taking this loss. That next big trade is just around the corner. I think that the first week of this year has just been, really aggressive. The markets have had so much volume. Obviously, I'm trading the first few days of the new year, so it's going to be extremely volatile, and that's going to be the same for anyone. So if you're worried about losing trades, you just have to see it as it's part of the game. You have to lose in order to win some, and that's just what happened today. But it's okay, we'll be back. And I'm still going to keep improving my strategy to find those banging setups and get some more profits. So yeah, I'll see you guys for the next trade recap.